All right, guys, I think everybody's here, so we'll get started. I want to make some last remarks, is what this says. Tell you just little personal remarks on my part. 10 years ago, my agent gave me a tape to watch, VHS tape of the British Office. I showed it to my wife. I said, do you think I should adapt this for the US? She said, absolutely not. But lucky for me, I didn't listen. I've done not much else for 10 years. The show has been my passion and my family, literally, in many cases. And it's been a privilege to be a part of it. Sad to see it end. The best part of it all was that it brought me together with the most passionate, talented, funny, dedicated, wonderful group of people, people in this room, from Ben and Howard and Terry at the beginning, and Allison and Phyllis and Ken, and the pilot and the cast assembling, and the writers assembling, and the crew assembling, and everything just assembled into this fantastic community of like-minded artists who loved combining comedy and poignancy and realism into what became the show. And you guys are the best. Thank you all. I'll say I love you all without falling apart. So let's start our last table reading. Right now the script is called Finale because we ran out of creativity when we got to the last word. It was written by me with the enormous contributions of your writing staff this season, and I'm going to read them. Paul Lieberstein, Brent Forrester, Dan Sterling, Allison Silverman. Should I slow it down? Warren Lieberstein, Halstead Sullivan, Gabe Miller, Jonathan Green, Dan Graney, Graham Wagner, Ellie Kemper, Nikki Schwartzwright, Charlie Grandy, Steve Healy, Robert Padnick, Owen Ellickson, Justin Spitzer. That's it, right? I think I have everyone. Ably assisted by Jay Falk, Jared Ashton, Chris Wood, and Jeff Remsburg. This show, like this season, will be produced to the highest level of quality by Steve Burgess. And it will be put together by the geniuses in post, Dave Rogers, Claire Scanlon, Rob Burnett, and Eric Colgan, among others. I want to name all of our outstanding crew, but for now, let's get one big round of applause and thanks as one championship team. Everybody's here. I'm happy to welcome our NBC guests, Bob Greenblatt, Chen Salke, and everybody from the network. Thank you for coming. And finally, I'm very happy and proud to have Ken Kwapis back to direct our finale. Ken was the country vet who birthed this puppy, and now he's going to put it down. Really looking forward to spending the next 8 or 9 days on the set with you all. No one I'd rather have there than Ken. Okay, brace yourselves. It's going to get very sentimental in here. First, turn to the second page, please. Notice the picture. This was taken by Allison Jones at the pilot table reading almost 10 years ago. All right, I'm going to read the cast list for the last time. Dwight Schrute is played by Rainn Wilson. Jim Halpert is played by John Krasinski. Pam Beasley Halpert is played by Jenna Fischer. Andy Bernard is played by Ed Helms. Stanley Hudson is played by Leslie David Baker. Phyllis Lappin Vance is played by Phyllis Smith. Angela Martin, soon to be Angela Martin Schrute, is played by Angela Kinsey. Kevin Malone is played by Brian Baumgartner. Oscar Martinez is played by Oscar Nunez. There. Meredith Palmer is played by Kate Flannery. Toby Flenderson is played by Paul Lieberstein. Creed Bratton is played by Creed Bratton. Aaron Hannon is played by Ellie Kemper. Nellie Bertram is played by Catherine Tate. Clark Green is played by Clark Duke. What? Did I skip Craig?
Jake Lacey.
Flop.
What the hell?
It's cool.
Daryl Philbin is played by Craig Robinson. Where is that? Pete Miller is played by Jake Lacey. David Wallace is played by Andy Buckley. And Hank Doyle is played by Hugh Dane. Okay. And now, here goes. Cold open. Interior Dwight's office. Dwight works all business. He glances out to the bullpen and sees a black cat run by his door. Dwight registers this as odd, but lets it go. A beat later, the same cat crosses the exact same way. Dwight leans back. He seems shaken. Jim and Pam talking head.
What's the cat about? Fair question. This past year, Dwight's been running things well. Business is booming.
You see Dwight running an efficient sales meeting.
All is good. Then a little voice inside of me said, Jim, what about the pranks?
In the meeting, Jim loses his trail of thoughts and lets his mind wander.
I said to the little voice, thank you, but I'm a little old for that. And then the voice said, come on, man. So I said to the voice.
We see Dwight snaps his fingers in front of Jim, and Jim smiles.
Maybe one last big one.
Pam nods.
That's when he knew. Somehow, he had to get Dwight into the Matrix.
Dwight once again works at his desk. He notices his computer goes blank, and then a DOS-style interface appears. The screen says, hello, Dwight. Dwight looks around. What is this? The screen says, have you ever felt that something was not right with the world? Dwight looks over to Jim, but he's just working.
Who is this?
The screen responds, and Dwight reads.
Have you felt that things are not as they seem? Have you noticed patterns in the world that you can't explain?
Dwight types again.
I said, who is this?
The screen says, not yet. We will make ourselves known. The screen returns to normal. Dwight looks around, a bit concerned, but fairly sure someone's pulling a prank on him. Jim and Pam talking head.
In the original Matrix movie, seeing the same cat twice was a glitch in the system. It was part of the proof that the Matrix was real.
Training the cat was both easier and less fun than I thought it would be.
In the warehouse, Pam opens a bag of cat treats, and a cat runs to her.
It mostly involves just putting down a trail of treats. The cat barely cared that it had to run through the ceiling.
We see Erin puts a package on Dwight's desk.
Thanks.
She walks out, the package starts ringing. Dwight opens it to find a cell phone, which he answers.
Hello?
We'll be in the basement. But watch out for the men at reception.
What? There's no one.
Dwight then sees two men in Matrix-style suits appear at reception. They're pretty good lookalikes for the Matrix army. Dwight gasps and ducks under his desk.
Meet me in the warehouse.
Dwight crawls on his hands and knees out of his office. We go down to the warehouse. Dwight slips cautiously into an aisle between the paper stacks. He sees two armchairs lit from above. By the empty chair is a small table with a glass of water. In the far chair sits Hank in a long leather coat and mirror sunglasses. Dwight sits down.
Hank?
That is the name I allowed you to know me by while I watched over you. Waiting for the time to approach. That time has come, and you may know my real name, Dorpheus.
Dorpheus?
I'm Morpheus' brother.
But The Matrix isn't real. It's just a trilogy of flawless, life-changing movies and an online game.
The first Matrix movie was a program that my team wrote to prepare people for the truth. But then machines countered with their own program, which made it seem as if a peace had been reached.
But there is no peace?
There is not.
That is terrible news.
Dwight, I need your help. I would like you to join our underground army and help us wage war for the freedom of all humankind.
We cut to Dwight's surveillance closet, the one he set up a long time ago. Jim and Pam watch on a monitor, impressed.
Hank is good on his feet.
Right? I told you he'd nail it.
Back to the basement. Hank holds out a silver tray with a blue pill and a red pill.
If you take the blue pill, you stay in the Matrix and you remember none of this. Life will go on as it is for you. If you take the red pill, I open your eyes and show you just how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Dwight considers it seriously.
I'll take the blue pill.
But the blue is the one that keeps you in the program. The red's the cool.
No, I understand. And I will take the blue pill, please.
Dwight takes the blue pill from the tray. Then he takes the glass of water next to him.
Maybe I didn't explain this well enough.
Hey, look, Dorpheus. You have to believe me. I really respect the work that you and your brother are doing, and I would like to help. But the timing is terrible. I'm manager now. I own this building. I run a very substantial farm. Plus, I'm about to marry the woman I love. Maybe that love is just a series of zeros and ones, but I don't want to give it up.
Jim and Pam watch, surprised.
Look, no one hates machines more than me. It's just, I'm happy. I'm truly happy.
Pam looks at Jim.
Are you kidding me? I hired 30 people.
On the monitor, Dwight's about to put the pill in his mouth and drink the water.
If the blue pill's not safe to swallow, someone should say something.
Oh, God.
Jim runs out.
Okay, who are you talking to? Is it Dio?
And the cold wall open. We go to Act 1. We're outside. We see Dwight's new 2013 orange Dodge Challenger with black racing stripes shoot down the road.
In the past year, I consolidated my hold on the Scranton paper market. We regained the White Pages, school district, Lackawanna County. We supply it all. I never felt more alive. I'm getting married tomorrow afternoon, and in the morning we're having a mini reunion. There's a Where Are They Now panel for all of us in the documentary, kind of piggybacking on my wedding a bit, but whatever.
Through the window, the camera zooms in on one of the many lawn signs they are passing that says Oscar Martinez for State Senate.
It'd be nice to see everybody. I haven't seen Kevin since we let him go.
We go to a flashback. We're in the conference room. Dwight stands at the front of the room with 3 cakes in front of him, and he holds up a tube of cake icing.
Today marks several important milestones. Stanley, of course, is retiring.
Bullpen reacts with affectionate cheers and awes. Dwight writes Stanley on one of the cakes.
Thank you for the package. You made it impossible to resist.
No. And our next and most thickly frosted cake is for Kevin.
He writes Kevin's name on the cake.
Yes. Wait, why?
Read your icing.
Get oat.
Close. Try again.
Get out. Get out? What does that mean?
It's a colloquial way of saying you're fired, Kevin, which you are.
Office reacts with shock.
Dwight, you can't do this.
The cake is spoken, Pam. If you or anyone else can make a case based on the merit of Kevin's work, I'll hear it.
Pam looks caught. No one seems to have an answer.
Toby won't allow it. Whenever anyone in this office has been fired, Toby's blocked it. Toby?
Wait, before you answer, Toby, here's your cake.
He pushes a cake to Toby. Toby looks shocked.
Ooh, I got chocolate.
We cut out in present day to the parking lot. Jim shows up to work on a bike.
I haven't changed in a year. Except my quads are huge. I've been biking like crazy to fill the void from Pam leaving me. Just kidding, we're doing great. Pam just finished her mural for the Irish Cultural Center last week.
We see Pam unveiling a mural at the Irish Cultural Center. Jim's there with Philip in a backpack carrier and Cece, and they're all clapping.
And Dwight is imitating Japanese business practices since their economy is doing so well.
We see Jim park his bike at a new rack, and he joins the office staff who are doing Japanese-style workouts out in the lot. There's a number of new faces. Clark eyes Jim. Clark talking head.
After the doc aired, a lot of grade school boys copied Jim's pranks on their sisters, and Jim had to speak at some local schools, which was hilariously lame. The high point of our celebrity was Phyllis and Bob on the Today Show. The low point was definitely what happened to Andy, but it's all blown over now. I mean, there's over 400 documentary and reality shows a year. I can't even remember which housewives of where I hate for what anymore.
Go back to scene. The office workers continue to do Tai Chi is directed by Dwight. Pam's position next to Angela.
Are you ready for the wedding?
Yes, my heart is so open. I'm so at peace. Ugh, look at Meredith. She's disgusting.
You see Meredith. Her hair is brown with highlights, and it's held back in a neat low ponytail. She wears matching yoga pants and a hoodie, and she's barefoot. Meredith talking head.
I don't know. I was at a dog fight over the summer, and I just thought we shouldn't be eating these kinds of things, animals. So I went vegan. One thing led to another. Now I'm in these pants.
I think she looks good. And now that she's sober, we don't see her boobs as much.
But those feet, I would rather see breasts than feet. They're cleaner and they don't have toes.
And our final pose is there's a snake on my leg.
Everyone attempts this pose.
Thank you, everyone, and good morning.
The office workers disperse. Angela runs up to Dwight, gives him a big kiss.
Monkey, what was that for?
That was to remind you that our wedding will be wonderful.
I know. It just feels a little empty without any of the old gang.
Dee, it will be perfect. The only people that have to be there are you and me.
And the old man who feeds us the cheese he began fermenting on the day of my birth. You keep forgetting about him.
I don't know why.
We go into Caffeine Corner. People file in and walk upstairs and wait for the elevator. The camera finds a wanted poster on the wall. If anyone sees or has any information regarding Creed Bratton, please contact the police. The elevator comes and Nate shoves everybody on with a stick like a Japanese subway. We go to the bullpen. Upstairs, there are changes. There are 3 new people at accounting. A pretty girl in her 20s, Dakota, and a couple of ordinary-looking people. Dakota goes up to Daryl's office, which is now where Oscar works. Oscar's on the phone.
Now look, for years the senator has told us he's going to put a left turn lane by the Arby's. So where in the name of horsey sauce is it?
Hey, I keep seeing this symbol on the accounts from last year. It's all over the place, but I don't know what it means.
Oh, that's why Kevin got fired. It's the magic number. He used it to balance his accounts. He called it Kelevin. He told Dwight, a mistake plus Kelevin gets you home by 7. He was home by 4:45 that day.
Kevin talking head, he's in a sports bar.
Numbers don't always add up. Who cares? Why they had about 3 of us working there full time to add numbers up, I'll never know. That's why I invented Kelevin. Sometimes it didn't even add up with Kelevin. That's when you use GOP. Yesterday, I told somebody they owed me $4.90 GOP, and they just looked at me. I felt sad for them.
Go back to the bullpen. Phyllis is sitting across from Malcolm, a young, thin black guy with a mustache. She offers him a box.
Some fudge?
Thanks. I love your fudge.
He eagerly takes some and eats it.
I think I gained a couple of pounds since I got here.
Oh, you can afford it.
Phyllis smiles shyly to camera. Phyllis talking head.
Sure, after 16 years, it's strange sitting across from somebody who isn't family. But we'll get there.
Go to Jim and Pam and Clark's desk club.
Is Andy coming to the bachelor party?
Yep. Could be a little weird.
Just don't mention it. I'm sure he's sick of the subject.
Now we go to the baggage claim at the Wilkes-Barre Airport. Daryl comes out pulling a little bag. There's a driver there with a sign that says Daryl Philbin. Daryl looks to camera and smiles. Then Daryl sees Andy at another carousel. He makes a face to camera and runs out without speaking to him. Daryl talking head from the town car.
My heart goes out to him. But you think Andy wants some guy in a Rolex and town car telling him he's sorry about what happened?
Shows off his watch.
Actually bought it for this weekend. No clocks on the farm, y'all. What if anyone else would be in one of these? Maybe Toby?
Doesn't think so. We go to Andy's talking head.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Nice to see you guys again.
He gets his bag and looks for a cab. There's a cut to a couple seconds later.
It's okay, I can talk about it. The next a cappella singing show aired my audition, and apparently when I sat down on the floor and started crying, that struck a chord for quite a large number of people. Not a very compassionate chord either. The clip went viral, as they say.
We see this YouTube clip of Andy sitting on the floor saying, "I'm so going to cry," and crying.
2 million views in the first week.
We go back to Jim and Pam at Clark's desk club. Clark glances up from his desk and over at Dakota, who's crunching numbers. The kitchen door opens. Devin comes in with a cup of tea and sits at Creed's desk. Dwight talking head.
Yeah, I always liked Devin. I hired him back after Creed faked his own death in The Baylor the day after the doc aired.
You see a spy shot. Creed's in the warehouse wearing only his boxers. He puts a big roast into his shirt and his other clothes in the Baylor and turns it on, then runs out, stopping only to change the number on the days without an accident sign to 0.
Then the police showed up. Turns out Creed was in the grassroots in the 1960s.
We see the cover of Let's Live for Today. The camera zooms in on Creed's face.
During that time, the police claim he sold drugs and blew up some stuff and trafficked in endangered species meat and stole weapons-grade LSD from the military.
Now we cut to the conference room. Jim's sitting at a table with Oscar, Clark, Pete, and Zeke.
The limo will be here at 5. Make sure you're ready because I want to pack in a lot.
Yes, whorehouse.
Not whorehouse. Tonight's about Dwight.
Jim talking head.
Dwight made me his best stitch mensch, which is Schrute for best man. He's putting himself entirely in my hands tonight. For 12 years, I've tricked and surprised him for pranks, but tonight, only good surprises. Guten Pranken. Feels right. Feels right using my powers like that.
Well, you're the bestest mensch. I just want you all to know I am really horny.
Noted.
Pete scoots his chair away from Zeke.
I hope tonight something happens to me, such as what happens to the fellas in the porns.
Listen, no women will be debated at the special party, and if we get steaks, I ask that they are grass-fed. Also, no Cuban cigars. We don't support that.
Dwight sticks his head in.
Jim forgot to mention in Hollywood's portrayal of bachelor parties, there's often an accidental murder. That won't be necessary tonight, thanks.
Great, now we have 3 hours to fill.
Now you're sure Mose isn't coming?
Yeah, the wedding threw him for a loop. He's been acting pretty weird about it.
Huh, acting weird. That's not like Mose.
We cut to a local coffee shop. Pam, Meredith, Phyllis, and Angela's sister Rachel plan Angela's bachelorette party.
Okay, so we have the pickling workshop, the magazine reading, and then we're going to build the Martin family tree.
Please let me bring alcohol. It's a bachelorette party. Back me up, Meredith.
Why? How about a clean evening of healing with my fellow women?
Pam, do something.
Pam looks to camera. Pam talking head.
Angela made her sister, Rachel, myself, Meredith, and Phyllis all co-maids of honor. It's made planning this bachelorette party a bureaucratic nightmare. But maybe that's the greatest gift we can give Angela, showing her that we can't organize a party without her.
Back to the scene.
And where are we on the stripper? We have to have one, right?
Absolutely not. The nude male figure is important.
Well, my yoga teacher says I should stay away from disinhibiting situations, but he strips on the weekends, so maybe we can get him.
A woman comes up to Pam.
Pam, hi.
Pam's trying to place her. What do I know her from?
Hi.
How are you? How are Cece and Philip? I've been thinking so much about you guys.
Yeah, so good to see you. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Oh, you don't know me. I just love PBS.
The woman reaches out to hug Pam. Pam's kind of weirded out. We go back to baggage claim at the airport. Another flight comes in. Nellie's at baggage claim picking up her bags. Nellie talking head.
I live in Poland now, the Scranton of the EU. Thanks for flying me in for the weekend. I'm looking forward to some American toothpaste.
She picks up her bag.
Hello!
Nellie looks around and spots Toby running up. She jumps.
Oh, the Poland of men. How did you know my plane arrived? How long have you been stalking me?
Oh, my flight just got in too, from New York. How's Wojciech?
I thought I unfriended you.
Anyone can subscribe to a Twitter feed. After Dwight fired me, I moved to New York to be a writer. I don't think, I don't know how Carrie Bradshaw did it. Don't think I'm gonna be the next Carrie. Maybe I'll be the next Lena Dunham, although I'm not very comfortable with my nude body. I'm working on it.
Toby winks. We go back to the bullpen. Dakota sneaks up behind Clark at the copier.
Meet. Hey, I forgot my copier code. Can I mooch just this once?
You know Dwight doesn't like us to mingle our codes. If I told you it's 11-79, I could get in trouble.
Fine. Don't help me then.
Andy walks into the office and drops his duffel bag by the reception.
Heyo!
They all exchange glances.
Andy?
You're back.
It's good to see you, man.
An emotional Phyllis gets up, walks over to Andy, and gives him a big hug.
Oh, that's nice. Bear hug from my favorite Mama Grizzly.
I've been worried. How are you?
Good. A little warm.
He delicately works his way out of the hug. Daryl enters.
Daryl!
Hey, buddy, I didn't I see you at the airport running into a limo?
What?
Must have been another devilishly handsome, debonair individual.
Dwight pokes his head out of his office and sees Andy and Daryl and stops short.
Surprise!
What? I thought you guys couldn't come.
Yeah, but then they moved the panel to the same weekend and the dock crew paid us to fly us in. It was kismet.
Jim Talking Head.
Kismet? Ha! Pam and I made up excuses to nix every other weekend this year. Remember my 2 lap band surgeries? Guntenprank number 1.
This is great. Looks like we're back together again. We never really came up with a name for the 3 of us, did we?
No, we did not.
I came up with a bunch, but you guys shot them all down.
I wasn't finished with my hug.
She wraps herself around Andy again.
You ready for tonight? Are we gonna tear up the town?
You'll have to ask Jim.
But Jim will say nothing.
Pam enters from the kitchen.
Andy, Daryl.
How you doing?
We're fine. How are you? Austin? That must be exciting. How's the merger? I'm reading about Athlete all the time.
I love it. It's Athlete now. And the city is awesome.
Jim gets a call on his cell phone.
Guys, limo's here. Gotta go.
Have fun tonight.
You too. Not too much fun.
Dwight, Jim, Andy, Daryl, Clark, Oscar, Toby, and Pete leave the office. We're out in the parking lot. They approach the limo. Daryl stops and takes a long circle around it, checking it out for Andy's benefit.
Whoa, haven't been in one of these forever.
The guys start getting the limo. Oscar Talking Head.
They wanted me to go to the bachelorette party. Such a cliche. I'm a man, so I said, no way I'm going to go to the bachelor party with the boys. I just have to remember how I acted before I came out.
Cut back to the scene. They're riding the limo.
What's up?
And Act 1. Act 2, we're in the limo. We pan around to see all the guys are puffing on cigars. We end up with Clark puking out the window. We go to a field. At sunset, the limo pulls up. Dwight looks out the window.
What are we doing here? This isn't on the itinerary.
Jim opens the door and pushes Dwight out. He sprawls on the ground. A man in camouflage gear holding a bazooka steps out in front of him.
Jim, am I going to be whacked?
No, you're doing the whacking, buddy. Have a blast.
Jim Talking Head.
Guntenprank number 2.
Go back to scene. Dwight fires a bazooka and blows up a rusty piece of farm equipment. He dances around in total delight. Jim smiles.
Woo!
Cut to the Shroot farmhouse at the bachelorette party. Phyllis enters carrying boxes of wine and a blender.
Let's get this party started.
She's pushed aside by Angela's sister.
Where's my angel?
Angela spins around. Angela and Rachel Talking Head.
This is my big sister, Rachel.
No, this is my big sister, Angela.
We're very close. We even have our own special language.
Alpha, Waufen, Alpha, Glaufas, Alpha, Waufen.
Mouthy Tafu. Oh, people love it.
Go back to scene. Rachel glances at Phyllis.
Falfa, Laufus, Braufa, Waufen, Alpha, Galvax, Alphas.
Angela starts cracking up. Phyllis looks to camera pissed. We go outside a steakhouse. The limo pulls up. Inside, Jim leads the guys into private room.
Private room.
Yeah, Brosyphus.
Walk in. From the hall, a frat boy points at Andy.
I'm still gonna cry.
Jim steps toward him.
Hey, leave him alone.
Don't. They just get you on their camera, then that goes viral too.
Andy Talking Head.
Just when the original video started to fade, the parodies came out. One from the Philippines had 12 million views.
We see poorly shot video of anonymous Filipino teens reenacting Andy's meltdown.
They all linked to the clip of me, though.
We go to the Shroot farmhouse. Angela, Phyllis, Pam, Nellie, Aaron, and Rachel sit on ancient-looking chairs around a fireplace. There's a fire.
Kevin, Toby, Stanley, boink, marry, or kill.
Huh?
You have to say which one you would boink, which one you would marry, and which one you would kill.
The ladies think.
I'd kill Kevin.
I'd kill Toby.
Oh, Toby. I'd kill Toby.
I don't know who these people are.
I'd kill Toby too.
Ellie catches the camera and nods slightly. Good choice.
Me too. Okay, Stanley and Kevin, which one would you boink and which one would you marry?
There's a long silence.
This game is too hard. What else do we have?
Okay, next game. Angela, what is your lover's favorite color?
Orange. How is this a game?
Phyllis holds up her smartphone and plays a pre-recorded video. Dwight comes on screen.
What's your favorite color?
Orange.
They applaud a little.
Oh, the newlywed game.
Next one. Angela, if your lover could turn you into a vampire, a wolf, or another mythical creature, what would he pick?
Dwight claimed he did turn into a wolf very briefly when he was 12. I know. Stick with wolf.
Phyllis presses play.
Griffin. No, dragon. No, manticore. My final answer is manticore. God, no, I'm already regretting it.
Wrong. Your drink is your punishment. But also your reward. Humans and alcohol, very complicated relationship.
The ladies take a sip. Meredith eyes the drink on the table in front of her.
Meredith, do you need us to get you a tea or something?
Okay. Don't twist my arm. I'll drink it.
Meredith takes a hefty swig of the cocktail.
Yeah!
Oh, guys, I'm getting cold feet.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Didn't I call it?
Come on, it's only natural the night before a wedding to Dwight.
No, my feet are getting cold. Like, literally, I'm a small person, and I have very poor circulation.
Angela glares at everyone.
Is someone going to get her a blanket? Chelsea's, not the Naufers.
Meredith's unfazed. She takes another swig. We cut back to the steakhouse in the private room. Dwight, Jim, Oscar, Daryl, Clark, Zeke, Andy, and Pete sit around a nice steakhouse table. Daryl extends his arm theatrically to look at his new watch.
How long have we been sitting here? Seems like at least 11 minutes.
A stripper in a trashy waitress outfit that looks like the St. Pauli girl comes in with a boombox.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Party time.
Thank goodness, we're famished.
The stripper presses a button on the boombox. Oops, I did it again, starts playing.
Did somebody order the chef's special?
No, we haven't ordered anything. No one's even taken our drinks. What is the chef's special?
I bet you boys have a big appetite.
Yeah, you're right. Let's start off with an onion loaf at the table. And tell us about your heartiest soups.
She starts dancing.
Wait, what are you doing? Why are you not writing down our order? Can you even hear me over that music?
Oh, I know what you want. I know exactly what you want.
Yes, an onion loaf. But that's not all we want. What was that chef special you started telling us about? I mean, it sounds good, but what is it?
She puts her finger on his lips.
Oh, what are you doing? Okay, are you giving me a taste of the chef's special? What is in it? It tastes like cigarettes.
Clark slaps his head and looks to camera. We've got back to the farmhouse. Meredith is pouring herself another drink. She's pretty tipsy.
Namaste.
She takes her drink with her, starts to leave, then grabs a bottle. Phyllis eats fudge out of a pan with her hands, smiles devilishly.
Sometimes it's good to be bad.
Oh, dang, girl!
Erin finishes her drink and starts popping her booty. Angela is daintily sipping champagne. She can't help but laugh at Erin. The doorbell rings, and Erin answers it to find a 20-year-old dressed like a repairman.
Heard you guys needed some pipes cleaned or fixed or whatever.
Angela's special repairman is here.
What? What is this?
Meredith enters from the bathroom and notices the redhead.
Shut up! Jakey!
Mom?
Wait, what?
Oh, man.
No. Just do your work. Pretend Mom's not here.
Okay. This seems inappropriate.
Don't mind Miss Priss. Give him a good show, you little entrepreneur.
Jake plays, pours some sugar on me, starts to take off his shirt. Phyllis points to Angela excitedly. Jake dances over to her.
Good song, Jakey. Good choice. Stripper's only as good as this song.
Jake gyrates in front of Angela. Angela looks shocked. Pam puts her head in her hands. Meredith dances with Jake in a very supportive, encouraging way. In a window in the background, we see a dark figure watching them. The camera crashes in, and we make out Mose for a second before he ducks away. It's ominous. We go back to the private room of the steakhouse. The waitress is wearing a bikini and sitting on Dwight's lap.
This is the last time you get this treatment.
You're damn right. The service is impossible. For the last time, side salad with balsamic.
All right, for the last time, Dwight, she's not a waitress.
You telling me?
Just tip her so she'll leave.
For what? We haven't even gotten bread.
We pan over to reveal Jim is very pleased and recording it all on his phone. Cut back to the farmhouse. The fire's gone down. The ladies are sprawled on couches. They hear this weird sound from outside.
What was that?
Oh, it's just the wind.
This is quite a lot like Scream or Scream 2 out here.
Go lock the door.
Phyllis sighs and walks to the door. She opens it.
It's the wind, see?
Close it, lock it.
Angela scampers over to the door to lock it. Just as he gets to the door, Mose grabs her and carries her off. Phyllis looks to camera, freaked out. End of act. We cut to the limo at night.
Oh, I never thought I'd say this, but I think I ate too much bone marrow.
Jim gets a phone call.
Hey, it's the girls. Hey, Pam. What?
Whispers to the others.
Angela's been kidnapped. No. Phyllis left the door open and a freak grabbed Angela and fled.
Dwight grabs the phone.
Did you see him? Was he wearing gray homemade clothes? Did he have a bad haircut? Ha ha! Good old Mose.
They stare at him.
He's getting in the swing of the festivities. He pulled off a brought and foot.
Well, what is that?
A ceremonial bride kidnapping. He's hidden her in a local pub. When I find the place, I have to buy people drinks to get her back. All right, Moses is on board. This wedding is shaping up.
You're positive Moses is doing this for fun?
Definitely. Almost definitely.
Dwight rubs his hands together.
Now I just have to figure out where they are.
You say the tradition is to make the groom search all over for her and it ends up in a pub. How about the last pub in town you would ever set foot in?
Great, but which is that?
Jim taps on the glass.
Driver, take us to 300 Adams Avenue.
We go outside this bar. The limo's parked in the parking lot. Guys push their way in.
Dwight, are you a regular here or something?
I've never been here in my life.
Then what is this about?
Andy points to a picture of Dwight's face on a dartboard.
Jim, where are we?
Hey, is that Mose?
Dwight looks over and sees Mose at the bar with a crew of their friends.
Yeah, I am here for my bride.
Oh, first buy us a drink. Want your bride, buy us a drink. If you want your bride, buy us a drink.
Everyone's having a good time. Dwight looks around, approving of the old custom.
All right, drinks on me.
Turns to the bar.
Bartender, Ah!
It's Kevin.
Well. That was 6 wells. Did I get that number right, Dwight?
I heard you bought a bar.
Yes, this one. Now get out.
Kevin talking ahead.
After the doc aired, everyone wanted to buy me a drink. It became kind of a thing.
We see B-roll of various people drinking with Kevin. They're all wearing t-shirts with a picture of Kevin's face that says, buy Kevin a drink.
I don't actually drink that much, so I ended up with a $16,000 credit. So it was cheaper to make me a partner. And I doubled their business. Me and Megamind.
Kevin points to a fish tank with a fish that has a huge brain-like forehead. We go back to scene.
Mose, how could you pick this place?
Mose points to Jim.
You brought me here as a prank. My own bestest mensch.
No prank. I think it's time you two buried the hatchet.
Well, that's a waste of a good hatchet.
Just talk.
Jim talking ahead. We see Dwight and Kevin talking behind him.
I know Dwight misses Kevin. I saw him making his portrait out of a woolly willy.
You see Dwight makes a woolly willy into a portrait of Kevin.
Tomorrow's his wedding day. You can't be anything but happy on your wedding day.
Back to scene.
I took it personally. I felt like I had sad music playing inside my entire body. Like I had sad music for blood.
Kevin, I promise it was nothing personal. It was just that you were terrible at your job.
You're just saying that to make me feel better.
No, really, you're terrible at math, organization, time management, personal hygiene, and your internet searches were so dirty we had to throw out your computer.
That's really all there was.
Yes.
Smile breaks out on Kevin's face. He hugs Dwight. We go to a Jim and Mose talking head. They're both grinning.
Guten prank.
Yes, Mose. Guten prank number 3.
All right, we go back to Kevin's bar. Kevin fills mugs of beer and passes them out. Everyone clinks their glasses.
Okay, you've had your drink. Where's my bride?
We go outside. Mose leads Dwight to a car in the parking lot and unlocks the trunk. Angela very stiffly puts her head out, blinking in the light. There's no real light. All right. The next morning, we're at the Scranton Cultural Center. We see different shots of Scranton in the morning. A car drives by the Brick Cultural Center. A sign in a glass case reads, "Whatever happened to Andy Bernard? Still curious about the office and American workplace? Meet the real local subjects of last year's documentary." We go to the Cultural Center stage. Dwight is getting a mic attached to his shirt.
Is Angela coming?
No, I'm not supposed to see her on the day of the wedding, and her legs are still asleep from being in the trunk.
Hey, guys.
Everybody looks up to see Stanley coming down the aisle in his Florida Stanley outfit.
Stanley!
Stanley!
He hugs Aaron. Phyllis watches kind of shyly.
How's Florida?
Stanley talking head.
Yes, I live in Florida now, a little town called Florida City, just on the edge of the Everglades. The man who served my divorce papers came by fan boat, which was kind of fun. I sit on my porch all day carving statues of birds, herons, egrets, spoonbills. Carving birds is better than doing crosswords because it takes longer and you can do it in the rain. And boy, does it rain.
Back to scene.
Can you come to the wedding?
Of course. Never thought the day would come when an American woman would agree to be your wife. Hope you have better luck with it than I did.
Pam's looking anxious. She rubs her hands on her thighs. Jim leans over to talk to her.
How you feeling about this? You want to bail?
No, I can handle it. I want to do it.
Jim looks impressed.
No more drama, right?
No more drama. Hey, nobody cares about us anymore. Anyway.
He gestures to the room, which is pretty empty. We see our guys looking a little disappointed, all noticing the empty house.
I guess this is worth being filmed nonstop for 9 years.
Sorry, guys. This is probably on me. I was hated pretty hard after the auto-tune went viral.
That's for sure.
Kevin talking head. He has a smart TV in his bar. He points to the screen where he plays a YouTube video. Someone has auto-tuned Andy's line about "I'm going to cry" and turned it into a song.
People actually dance to it. It's in my jukebox. None of the money goes to Andy, though.
Back to scene. Andy heads down the aisle up to the front of the house.
I'll find the manager. Maybe we should all just go home.
We follow him out the front door of the theater where he finds a line of hundreds of people waiting for the doors to open. Someone notices him.
Hey, it's Andy Bernard.
Andy cringes, but the crowd yells with affectionate enthuusm.
No.
Someone in the crowd starts to chant, which spreads.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Andy breaks into a smile, very moved. He waves to everybody. We close on. Andy's happy. We cut later in the middle of the panel. The room's full. People are asking questions.
How did it feel to see your life edited down for TV?
Super weird. But if you think about it, everything's weird. Every morning, I have orange juice. That's just smushed up oranges. How weird is that?
It was a funny feeling. I'd watch and think, there I am. I've left a little scratch on the wall that says, Nellie was here. Whatever else happens, I'll have that. It was nice. And then it would be over, and that buffoon Charlie Rose would come on, and I'd be angry all over again.
No one recognizes me, but now all my friends call me Plop. So, thanks, PBS.
The camera finds Creed in the audience. He's wearing a beard.
This is a question for Oscar. I think we all want to know if you're still single.
People in the crowd woo. Oscar connects eyes with the very handsome guy and smiles.
Yes, I am.
The guy points out an unattractive guy next to him.
Good, because my friend here really likes you.
Oscar looks to camera.
Daryl, are you dating anyone in Austin right now?
Well, I have a pretty good wingman. Dr. J. We're going to the NBA Finals next month, and that's a blast, but I'm keeping my options open.
He gets chuckles. Pam looks at Jim, who's listening and smiling along.
I want to know how everyone felt they were betrayed. Was it accurate?
I got a beef about it. The first 7 years I was getting my PhD in school psychology, and they didn't show it. Yes, I was getting hammered too. Hey, it was college.
Hi, Jenny Tan. I run a website devoted to your show. This is Pam and Jim. Your relationship means so much to people. Everybody watching could tell how much you loved each other, how you were soulmates. Pam, how could you doubt that when you moved to Philadelphia?
Well, it's not fair to say Pam doubted anything. I didn't handle that whole move very gracefully. I made a ton of mistakes, not communicating to being selfish.
Pam puts her hand on his arm.
Listen, I was scared. I loved what I had and I didn't want to risk it. And maybe I did doubt him a little, and I was wrong too. He proved that time and again. When the doc aired, people in the street told me I had a fairy tale romance. Well, last year there were times when it didn't feel like a fairy tale anymore. And then it got stronger, and it got deeper, and it was better than a fairy tale. It was like a long book that you know you're not going to put down until you die, and you're fine with that because you never want to leave it.
Like Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. And that only happened because there were times when I didn't really like him, even though I still loved him. But I knew he wouldn't give up on me, and he knew I wouldn't give up on him, and we kept working away at it like two little beavers building a dam. I'm not describing this well. I don't know. I feel like we learned something important, but maybe it's only important to us, or everyone has to learn it for themselves. I'm feeling very shy all of a sudden. I'm a very private person.
The audience laughs.
No, really, I'm in love with Jim, not being on camera.
She gets applause. She looks at Jim like, this is so weird. He nods at her.
All I can say is if I had Jim, I'd appreciate him.
What was in the teapot letter?
Oh, if you don't mind, I'm not going to answer that. Don't you think if you were being filmed for 9 years, you would want to protect something like that just for yourself?
I hear you. What did it say?
A middle-aged woman, the moderator, stands up from the front row and speaks into a mic.
Let's move on. Next question.
Stanley, are you still eating pretzels?
We reveal Stanley is asleep on stage. Our cast smiles.
Should I wake him?
No.
When was the last time any of you saw Michael?
I haven't seen him since he left. A little while ago, he sent me a World's Best Boss mug, said he was using a World's Best Dad mug now.
Oh. He sent me pictures of his kids. That's right, he has more than one already.
Don't worry about Michael Scott. He found what he was looking for when he's happy. As soon as that happened, he lost all desire to appear on camera.
How did being in the documentary change you? Was it weird?
I have never cared what others thought of me.
It's like seeing a documentary about how your food is made. Kind of alarming, kind of disgusting. I learned a lot. Didn't want to know any of it. I mean, I spent my fortune to acquire this place.
It's funny, strangers are very nice to you. A homeless guy came up to me and said, "Don't worry, it gets better."
A redheaded woman in her 60s comes to the mic.
I have a question for Aaron. Really? The thing I found most compelling about the documentary was your search for your birth mother.
Thank you.
What I mean to ask is, don't you hate her? I mean, I would imagine that you'd be so angry at her that you'd hate her.
Well, maybe I would sometimes, but I doubt it'd be hate, but more like, Mom, I hate you. Then she says, go to your room, young lady, and I stamp my foot and go upstairs. And I have a room, and that's pretty cool. And later, we just have dinner together. But I don't know. I'd have to meet her.
Aaron.
Yeah?
They look at each other for a beat. We pan to others who start to realize what's happening.
Oh, Aaron.
Yes. Is there a follow-up question?
Pete gives Aaron a nudge. Others look at Aaron expectantly. Then Aaron looks at the woman again, who's on the verge of tears. Aaron gets it. She mouths, "Mom?" The woman nods. Aaron starts to walk towards the woman. The woman walks towards her. Then Aaron starts to run, and they embrace.
Well, I think that's a wonderful place to stop. Thank you to our wonderful panelists.
The panel ends. There's applause. They all start taking off their mics and start to get down.
If you want a calendar for next month's interesting events at the Scranton Cultural Center, they're on the tables by the exit.
Crowd swarms up to the panel. Jim and Pam get up and see a hungry crowd of fans waiting for them in the front of the stage. The nosy questioners out in front.
Seriously, Pam, tell me what was in the
Yeah, come on, be a sport.
Pam looks anxiously to Jim, who protectively takes her arm.
Hey guys, come on. Some things we gotta keep private.
The knot of questioners grows. Dwight notices from down the stage what's going on and whispers to Kevin.
Hey, Pam needs a hand.
Kevin and Dwight, Daryl, and the rest of the cast who figure out what's going on come together and block for Jim and Pam, who walk quickly to the wings where there's a side door. The camera tries to push past the cast, but they're being blocked too. Finally, the camera pushes past and out the door, looking down a street. They see Jim and Pam far away, running away from the camera down the end of a long street, holding hands. Jim and Pam turn the corner and are gone. And back 3. Act 4. It's outside of Schrute Farms. It's set up for a wedding reception. Caterers are putting the finishing touches on tables as the guests arrive. Kevin walks up the driveway holding a cat with a bow around its neck.
Where's the basket for gifts?
Right there, sir. Kevin puts his cat in the gift basket. Behind him, Pete has a cat for Angela, too. Behind him, Creed, in his beard, puts a cat in the basket. The cats keep escaping from the basket. A caterer has to keep scooping them up and putting them back in the basket. Dakota introduces herself to Creed.
Hi, I'm Dakota.
Jeff Bamondo. I sell ceramic tile out of Newark. My wife's name is Catherine. And I can show you my social security card if it helps.
Cut inside the farmhouse. Dwight's looking Philip over, who's dressed in a little white plantation suit. Oscar looks on proudly.
Nice job, Oscar. He looks great.
Thanks, and good job with the baby proofing.
Oscar talking head.
It was hard to get Dwight to baby proof.
You see B-roll. Dwight's putting little corks on the ends of the pitchforks, throwing stars, barbed wire fences, samurai swords all around his farm. We see him cautiously creeping towards something with 2 big corks and reveal it is a bull. Back to scene.
I'd like you to be Philip's gay father.
You mean godfather?
That's what I said.
And Oscar looks to camera.
Wow, I would be honored.
I'm envious. You get to buy him his first horse.
We got outside. Meredith shows up with a cat. She looks gorgeous and classy. She leans into the cameras.
Congrats, Angela and Dwight.
She puts the cat in the gift basket. We go to another room in the farmhouse. Angela's surrounded by her bridesmaids. She's having trouble walking.
Maybe the heels are too high.
The heels aren't too high. It's that I spent 3 hours in a car trunk. Thanks for not locking the door when I asked you, Phyllis.
Phyllis looks guilty. Angela softens.
I'm sorry, Phyllis. It's not a big deal. As long as I get to the altar.
We go to where Andy is tying Dwight's bow tie. Jim is behind him.
Ready?
I was born ready.
He starts doing his rock and roll psych up.
Oh, hold on, wait.
We cut out to the wedding ceremony area. Kelly and Ravi get their programs for the ceremony and make their way to their seats.
Oh my God, thank God I wore a wedge. The ground here is like death to heels. Can you imagine if I'd worn my Jimmy Choos? That would have cost you like $600, right, babe? I'm always looking out for you.
Ravi lets out a tiny sigh and kisses her on the cheek.
Thanks for wearing a wedge.
Kelly talking head.
Oh yeah, things are great. Ravi and I are so in love. I've got like 30 pairs of Citizens for Humanity, 14 new Rag & Bones, and literally so many sevens I've lost count. Marrying him has really upped my gene game.
Back to scene. Kelly and Ravi are reading their programs when Ryan sits down next to them with a baby and a Bjorn.
Kelly, you're here?
Ryan? Oh my God, whose baby is that? Are you like a nanny?
Ryan nuzzles the baby's head.
No, this little guy is mine.
Kelly's face lights up. Ryan talking head with baby.
So I was in a very committed relationship with a conceptual artist, and we thought, what better conceptual art is there than a baby, right? Anyway, when the show closed, she took off, and I realized anyone who's anyone in a coffee shop in Brooklyn has a baby. Mwah! Plus, I love being a father. Right, Drake?
Back to scene. Kelly's fawning over the baby.
Oh my God, Drake, what a great name. I am obsessed with Drake. His last album touched me so deeply.
No, he's not named after an R&B star from 2012. It's Drake, like a mix of Blake and Drew.
Well, he is so cute. Ravi, look at him. You're a pediatrician. Isn't he so cute? A lot of Ravi's patients are super uggos.
They're called premature, Kelly.
Kelly and Ryan share a meaningful look. We go outside Schrute Farms. Dwight stands in a shallow grave with an empty one next to him beside Jim and Andy and the ushers under a bower of flowers. The guests are in suits and look great, seated on hay bales with white cloths covering the tops. Zeke finishes leading 2 5-foot blonde people in their 60s to their seats. Here comes the bride starts playing. Phyllis walks down the aisle with Angela riding on her back, smiling and nodding to all the guests. When she gets to the front, Angela daintily steps off and into the grave next to Dwight. She waves excitedly to the 5-foot older folks, they're her parents, and she takes Dwight's hand. Oscar and Philip walk up the procession, Philip holding the ring on a pillow. Erin sits happily with her parents, Martin and Fran.
We are gathered here to witness the marriage of Dwight Kurt Schrute and Angela and Roland Martin. As is tradition to the Schrutes, the lovers stand in their own graves to remind us that this is their only escape from what they are about to do.
In the crowd, Nellie leans over to Erin's mom.
I get what they're going for, but why are the graves so shallow?
Erin's mom edges away from her. The minister notices that Dwight and Angela have big smiles.
Marriage is a serious affair. It brings great honor to our community if bride and groom can get through this ceremony without smiling.
Dwight and Angela nod. They each try to compose their face, but they can't help smiling. Finally, they stand there with little grins peeking through weirdly contorted faces.
Oh, well, if that is the best you can do.
A little later, we hear Kevin. He's doing a reading. A wind blows his hair all over.
Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree puts forth its figs, and the vines are in blossom. They give forth fragrance. Oh, my dove, in the clefts of the rock, in the covert of the cliffs, let me see your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet, and your face is comely.
Underneath this, we see Jim smiling at Pam, Andy looking happy, Dwight smiling at Angela, Val looking over at Daryl, Phyllis and Bob Vance holding hands, Mose smiling at a female scarecrow in a field, Erin and Pete looking good, Ryan making a seductive face to Kelly, and Toby sitting glumly with empty chairs on either side.
Place the ring on her finger.
Dwight takes the ring off the little pillow that Philip's holding. Philip is being held by Oscar. Dwight puts the ring on Angela's finger.
I now pronounce you man and wife. Release the doves.
Nate bends to a wicker cage that has a dozen cats clawing at it. He shoos the cats away and opens a door. Doves shoot out the top in a hurry to get the hell out of there. Everyone applauds.
Thanks, everyone. Please take your hay bales with you to the reception.
He points to a distant tent set up with tables. The guests start dragging and rolling the heavy bales across the field. Later at the reception, Dwight and Angela are dancing their first slow dance to the Bruce Springsteen song, Dancing in the Dark. Dwight talking head.
I just started listening to Bruce Springsteen. He's really good.
We reveal that Dwight is holding Angela up, closer to his face, her feet dangle. Jim and Pam join in dancing. Pam looks at him.
I appreciate you.
I know.
Nobody else knows anything.
We go to where Kelly and Ravi are having cocktails. Ryan comes over with Drake looking concerned.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Robbie. Sorry, I know you're not on work hours, but Drake's got a rash, and I think he feels kind of hot, and I thought you could examine him, maybe?
Ravi takes the baby away from Ryan.
Oh, no, not feeling good, little guy? Sure, okay, you want me to bring him inside?
Actually, could you bring him inside? I need a drink. I'm feeling a little dehydrated.
Are you sure you don't want to come?
Robbie, just do it. This baby is burning up. Isn't this like what you live for? It's a baby emergency.
Ravi goes into the house with the baby.
Oh God, Ryan, Drake didn't look so good.
He's fine. I let him suck on a strawberry. He's allergic, but he gets it over it. I had to talk to you.
You did? You mean you gave your baby an allergic reaction for me?
Ryan gives Kelly a yearning look. Kelly throws her arm around him and they attack each other's faces. A couple of people nearby see them and move away. Now we angle on Jen Salata and Clark.
Are you a part of our family?
No.
You look very shrewdish.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
He notices Dakota laughing at him.
What?
I thought you were a nepotism hire. Explains so much.
Oh, not you two. It's the glasses, right?
Oh yeah, just the glasses.
Clark is charmed by being teased. We go out to the dance floor. Toby dances with Pam to Thunder Road and weeps. Pam suffers through it and smiles tightly. Aaron dances with her dad. They're dancing a little goofier than the people around them.
Where did you learn to dance like this?
I don't know, I just always did it.
They both do some unique move at the same time. Notice the others doing it and laugh at each other.
Are you kidding me? You do the electric, Aaron?
Fran watches them and smiles. Phyllis sitting at her table with Bob watching all the couples dance.
Mr. Vance, may I?
Phyllis turns to see Stanley and her face lights up.
Just bring her back by 6.
Stanley reaches out his hand, he takes it, she takes it, and they get up and head to the dance floor. They dance for a beat, and then Phyllis puts her head on his shoulder.
I missed you.
I missed you too.
Phyllis talking head.
Lots of people think that Stanley Hudson is a mean old grump, but would a grump make this?
She holds up a small carved wooden figurine of herself. It's normal, except he has given her bird feet so it can be attached to a branched base.
It's me.
She smiles touched. We go to Jim's table. Dwight and Angela sit with Jim and Pam talking and laughing. We pull back to see Creeds watching them.
I feel like my kids all grew up and then they married each other. It's every parent's dream.
Act 5. We are at the wedding tent. Phyllis is standing giving a toast. She's got a drink with her. Everyone else sits at their tables.
Well, I knew about Dwight and Angela before anybody else because I walked in on them having sex. They acted all mad, but I could tell that they sort of liked it. And if I'm being honest, I guess I liked it too. There was a nice moment the three of us shared. Dwight has no hair on his back at all. There's liquor in here, huh?
Rachel gives a wedding toast to Angela and Dwight.
Angela.
They look on expectantly.
Malphite, Salfa, Salfer, Alpha, Salfa, Balfas, Palfer, Salfa, Nalphite, Alphi, Nalpho. Alpha, and Alphi, Nalpho, Alpha, Laufite, Alpha, Palfy, Palfo.
Angela bursts out laughing. We see Kevin, whose mouth's wide open.
I didn't know Angela was from Canada.
Alpha, Alpha, Salfo, Laufite, Alpha, Salfi, Halfer, Salfo, Halfa, Palfy. Alpha, Valfer, Salfins, Walfy, Walfer, Laffa, Talfo, Galfer. Alpha, Halfer, Walfons, Valfa, Dalfas, Falfor, Halfer.
Angela is now weeping. Dwight pulls his collar awkwardly. We pan around and catch glimpses of a very alienated crowd. Now Andy clinks his glass and stands up. Rachel leans over to Angela.
Oh no, it's that crying jerk from the meme. This is gonna be a train wreck.
She gets out her phone to start recording.
Hello everyone, I'm Andy Bernard and I want to make a toast. I'm pretty sure no matter what comes out of my mouth, this won't be the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Gets chuckles.
I'm so happy for you, Angela and Dwight, and I want to say something. I know some of you have been reluctant to approach me because I am a national punchline, but don't pity me. I gave another speech quite recently at Cornell University. The senior class invited me as a joke, but I went anyway.
We see a flashback. Andy is giving a speech to the Cornell graduating class of 2013.
As you all know, I am a pathetic figure. Go ahead and laugh. It is safe for you to mock me. I was once sitting where you are now. I had no idea what the future would bring. The internet barely existed then as an exciting new tool invented by universities to share important research. But had I been able to see the future, I wouldn't change a thing. I followed my dreams. They didn't always take me to good places, but they took me here, to maybe my favorite place in all the world. And looking out at all of you, I feel the same excitement and anxiety that you must all feel now. What's next for me? I spent 12 years paddling a canoe in circles before I jumped overboard and went over the falls, but guess what? I floated, and now I know I can swim, and you will too. So don't worry about the future. You are leaving Cornell today, so everybody say it with me. I am so gonna cry right now.
All the students rise to their feet and cheer for Andy. Back to scene.
If I hadn't become a joke, I wouldn't have been invited to speak, and I wouldn't have gotten a standing ovation, been offered my dream job in the Cornell admissions office, or met my fiance, and I wouldn't be able to invite you all to my wedding next summer in Nantucket. It's all good.
People applaud Andy. Rachel puts down her phone. We angle on Aaron's table. Aaron, Martin, and Fran sit at a table.
When we had you, it was a crazy time in our lives.
We're puppeteers, and back then we were at the top of our game. We had a van, we had 6 go-to schools that couldn't get enough of us, and then we got a call from the Dark Crystal.
We were through the looking glass. We went to a place puppets shouldn't go. We were speeding all the time, carpal tunnel. Back then it was just called the Claw. We were so deep into it, we didn't know if we were Skeksis or Gelflings.
In truth, we were a little bit of both.
And, well, it didn't seem safe to bring a baby into a world that gave us nightmares.
But Aaron, it was the biggest mistake of our lives.
Can you ever forgive us?
Aaron puts her head down on her arm. Martin and Fran look concerned. Then Aaron puts her other hand up like a puppet and asks in a silly voice.
So there was nothing wrong with me?
Oh, honey, goodness, no.
Fran grabs her hand and adjusts her thumb.
Keep your thumb in.
Aaron tries it.
Oh, that is so much better.
We go out behind the barn. Ravi, still holding the baby, spots Kelly and Ryan making out on a bale of hay. He approaches them.
Oh my God, Kelly? Oh my God.
Robbie, what are you doing? Oh, you're bringing a baby to watch 2 people trying to get it on? Could you be any more inappropriate?
Not cool, Robbie. Now Drake's seen things. He's probably scarred. I could sue you for malpractice.
Okay, Kelly, this is it. I'm going home. To my home in Ohio. All of your things will be boxed up and put in storage.
You better not crinkle my wigs.
You wear wigs?
Sometimes I like to go all Beyonce from Life is But a Dream.
The braid bun? How could you let this girl go?
Here is your baby. I wish I could take him away from you, but the law will not allow that.
He hands the baby to Ryan.
Drakey.
Aww.
Ravi walks away.
You want to hold him?
Oh my God, can I?
He hands the baby to Kelly, who sighs contentedly.
This is how it was always meant to be, Ryan. Look at us. We're like an advertisement right now.
Ryan looks at Kelly, then looks at the baby.
Okay, now, baby, Kelly, this is a lot.
Hyperventilate.
Ryan, what's wrong?
I can't be tied down like this. You always do this, Kelly. I have to put myself first. For once, I've got too much potential. Hey, quick question. Will you raise my baby?
I don't... Do you even have cute baby clothes and stuff?
You'll have to shop for him.
Oh my God, Cynthia Rowley has the cutest baby line at Target.
Ryan starts to run away.
But you're coming back, right?
Sure. Hey, don't feed him strawberries. Thanks, Kel. Love you. Miss you. Bye.
He runs off, leaving Kelly with the baby. It's sunset. A bunch of office folk wave goodbye to Dwight and Angela, who are standing side by side in front of their house like American Gothic, waving back.
The dock crew is throwing a big after party tonight in the warehouse.
Yeah, I heard. Sounds kind of lame. No offense. You going, Toby?
I don't know. Might turn in early.
It's 6 o'clock, for God's sake. Who knows when we're going to see each other again?
Into Act 5, Act 6. We're in Jim and Pam's car.
I just want to get something from the house before we go to the warehouse party.
They pull into their driveway. Jim notices something out the window.
Hey, there's a sign in our yard.
Look at that.
They park. Jim gets out. We pan over to a realtor sign that says sold. He turns to Pam. She shrugs.
You bought the house without asking me. I sold it without asking you.
Really? Where are we gonna live?
I was thinking Texas. Austin, maybe.
He looks at her.
I'm ready. For Philly, for Austin, for whatever, wherever you want.
Jim is thrilled. Pam is thrilled that he's so happy, and she pulled it off. She does like a touchdown dance, letting out whoops as Jim shakes his head and laughs.
I can't believe you pulled this off. You beat me at my own game.
I learned from the master.
What do you want to get from the house?
This.
They embrace. We go out to the parking lot of Dunder Mifflin. Pam pulls into her space. She and Jim get out. They head around the side of the building, and they find a big party in the warehouse. In the warehouse, we see people from the office mixing with various members of the crew. There's a promotional backdrop with the logo for the Office and American Workplace on it. Kevin and Meredith pose with several executives for a picture. After the picture's taken, they try to walk away, but another group approaches them, and they have to pose for another picture. There's tables with foods, refreshments, another table that's full of Office and American Workplace swag. Phyllis and Stanley are examining. Phyllis takes a mug. A production person stops her.
These are for PBS executives only.
Stanley holds up a tote bag with a picture of Stanley holding a crossword.
I had to pledge $50 to my local PBS station just to get this.
We angle on Oscar talking to David Wallace.
I really love your ideas, Oscar. I'd love to contribute to your campaign.
We angle on Daryl talking with Val.
Yes, I have a great place in Austin. You should come visit. I could totally put you up.
I'd like that.
Daryl realizes what he said and winces. We cut to Clark at the buffet. He scans the room and finally sees Dakota. She's talking to an unknown, handsome young guy. Clark clocks it a little sadly. Just then, Dakota spots Clark. She makes a little eye roll like, this guy's lame. Clark smiles. A PBS producer comes up to him.
Hey, Clark, you seem better than this place. American Workplace Series is starting a couple new docs this year. One on an oil rig and the other in a modeling agency. Any interest in being a unit producer?
Clark looks over at Dakota.
No, I think I'm in the right place for now. Thanks, though.
Later in the warehouse, people are clapping and they're looking at the same wall. Pan over to see there's a sheet dropping down to reveal Pam's mural. It's a picture of all the people who work at Dunder Mifflin. Everyone's clapping for Pam and it gets louder.
Oh, well done, Pam. Everyone, let's get a photo in front of the mural.
Everyone from the party starts to crowd under it.
I'm sorry, I meant everyone from the office.
People laugh, but nobody moves. We see the office people mixed in among all the other guests as photographers take pictures of the large group. Once the photo's taken, Nellie steps out and waves to her former co-workers.
I'm off, everyone. God bless.
Nellie talking ahead.
I'm actually flying back to England. I have a job opportunity in the paper business again. I'm interviewing at a firm called Wernham Hogg. Wish me luck.
We go back to scene. All across the room, our cast are stuck in little conversations with strangers. They catch each other's eyes and one by one start to slip out the back. Upstairs in the bullpen, the office members have filtered up from the warehouse to get away from the party. The room is half lit like casino night.
Okay, I need a drink.
We all need a drink.
Kevin opens Meredith's desk drawer.
There's just dandelion tea and raisins in here.
Bottom drawer when I hit rock bottom and Mondays.
Kevin opens the drawer and pulls out a bottle of whiskey. The phone at reception rings. Pam sees Aaron across the room and she answers it.
Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
Pam looks at Jim, who's sitting at his desk. We see the classic Jim Pam shot.
No, Jim Halpert doesn't work here anymore.
Pam and Jim smile. We go to the bullpen. Kevin is expertly mixing a drink in a shaker. He does a high pour over 6 plastic cups, getting drink both into the cups and all over the desk and keyboard. Phyllis, Stanley, Meredith, Kevin, Oscar, Pam, Jim, Andy, Daryl, Aaron, and Toby sit. Toby's taking Nellie's chair. They pull their seats into a loose circle, starting from their classic desk positions. Everyone's lounging around, sipping drinks out of paper cups.
Remember when Ed Truck got his head cut off?
That's depressing, Phyllis.
It happened.
What about when Michael hit Meredith with his car?
They all start laughing.
Good times.
Remember Florida? I love Florida.
I lost my job over Florida the first time.
It was worth it.
Totes.
Dwight and Angela show up. Everybody applauds.
What about your honeymoon?
The honeymoon can start tomorrow. We want to hang with you guys.
Yeah, pretty soon the dilettantes will leave and we'll be back down to Jim and Pam and me and Angela. Core 4. Always gets back to that.
Pam and Jim look at each other.
What? Why did you share that meaningful glance?
We cut into Dwight's office. Dwight's at his desk. Pam and Jim sit across from him.
I finally feel ready. An athlete's growing. Jim can jump back in without skipping a beat. We'll still come visit our folks, but I think it's time for us to...
No, don't say it. You're fired. You're both fired.
Oh, come on, Dwight. Don't let's leave on a bad note.
Don't be an idiot. That's so you can get severance. Sorry, I can't do better than a month for every year you've been here, but that's the max.
Pam hugs Dwight.
Thanks, Dwight.
If you're ever in Austin.
For what? The art? The music? Exciting nightlife? No, thank you. But if you're ever in the area, my barn is yours.
And we cut out to the kitchen. Creed walks out of Ryan's old office in his underwear, brushing his teeth. He stops and looks at the others who all see him for the first time. We cut into the bullpen. Creed has joined him. He plays his guitar and sings All the Faces.
I saw a friend today, it had been a while, and we forgot each other's names. But it didn't matter, 'cause deep inside, the feelings still remain the same.
We angle on Kevin and Oscar. Kevin's tearing up.
Oscar.
Yeah.
I think I'm gay.
Kevin, why would you say that?
I'm getting so emotional.
All right, buddy, you're not gay.
Maybe the reason...
No.
We ain't on Andy and Daryl.
Hey, man. You want to ride to the airport tomorrow? I got a town car.
Cancel it. Cornell rented me a Ford Mustang. Might actually be a Taurus. The Bull!
Go back to the group. Creed is sitting around picking at a little instrumental version of Thunder Road.
Jim, when you did Office Olympics, that was awesome.
Oh, thanks, Kev.
I still have my medal from that.
Do you even have a house?
No, but I still have my medal for that.
Who's been here the longest?
It was me.
It's me now. I started 2 days after Stanley.
I don't know, I feel like I can remember working here before Stanley.
Well, I was here before you.
You know who's been here the longest? That poor plant.
Plant by the copier.
Planty.
He's a survivor, but he needs to move on. We gotta free this guy.
Or girl.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
This plant could use some real sun. Guys, help me.
Jim and Dwight help him lift the plant and head out the door. Others excitedly get up and follow. Phyllis grabs a couple bottles in her glass.
Oh my gosh, we're really doing this.
Go out to the parking lot. Dwight holds a shovel. He's finished digging a hole by the entrance path. The others are gathered around the hole. Andy starts pulling the plant out of its pot and putting it in the hole. Everyone helps to pack it with dirt.
Don't overpack the dirt. Amateurs.
Office plant. Office plant.
Hey,
we
we
did
did
it!
It's a nice moment. They turn and go back upstairs.
I didn't watch the whole documentary. After a few episodes, it was just too painful. I kept wanting to scream at Pam. It took me so long to do a lot of important things, and it's so hard to accept that I lost so much time being less happy than I could have been.
We start to see the first shots of the pilot of Pam and Jim at their desks, working and glancing at each other.
Jim was just 5 feet from my desk, and it took me 4 years to get to him. It'd be great if people saw the documentary and learned from my mistakes.
We see Pam takes down her watercolor of the building from the wall by reception and packs it up.
Not that I'm a tragic person. I'm so happy now, but it would just make my heart sore if someone saw this documentary and she said to herself, "Be strong, conquer your fear, love yourself, and act fast because life just isn't that long."
Now we go into a series of talking heads, illustrated largely with B-roll from scenes of the characters working from the earliest episodes they appear in. Oscar talking head.
You
He's
take
holding a piece of paper.
You take something ordinary, like a piece of paper. It's not much, but if you see it in the right way.
Oscar reveals a folded origami swan.
That's what you did with this documentary. But I just thought, you made a 9-year documentary and you couldn't once show me doing my origami?
Daryl talking head.
Every day when I came to work, all I wanted to do was leave. So why in the world does it feel so hard to leave right now?
Toby talking head.
I realized something watching the documentary. Just making an honest living, doing your best, trying to find some love and something to smile about, that's heroic. That's why I'm my new Chad Flenderson. Chad's just a day-to-day office worker like the rest of us. Until the mysterious letter arrives.
Aaron talking head.
How did you do it? Seriously, how did you capture what it was really like? How we felt and how we made each other laugh and how we got through the day? How'd you do it? And also, how do cameras work?
Angela talking head.
This documentary should have been called Dwight and Angela, A Love Story. Wouldn't that have been better than just a show about an office?
Meredith talking head.
I just feel lucky that I got a chance to share my crummy story with anyone out there who thinks they're the only one who took a dump in a paper tray. Well, you're not alone, sister. Let's get a beer sometime.
Pete talking head.
I always knew looking back on the tears would make me laugh, but I never knew looking back on the laughs would make me cry. Unknown. That's my yearbook quote.
Jim talking head.
When people ask me what it was like to work at a paper supply company for 9 years, they always assume I'll say it was ordinary or mind-numbingly boring. But you know what? They haven't been in the room when Kevin Malone has played the bongos, or been surprised by the wrath of Angela Martin, or by the warmth of Angela Martin, or had dirt thrown in their face by Dwight Schrute, or celebrated Christmas with Meredith Palmer. So, no. My answer is never boring. It was a 3-ring circus for 12 years, and I loved every second of it.
Dwight talking head.
Do I get along with my coworkers? Huh. Well, first of all, I don't have coworkers anymore. I have subordinates. Have I gotten along with my subordinates? Let me think. One of my accountants, Oscar Martinez, is the godfather to my son. One of my former accountants, Angela Schrute, is my wife. My top salesman, Jim Halpert, was the best man at my wedding. My office manager, Pamela Beasley Halpert, is my best friend. And my supplier relations representative, Meredith Palmer, is the only person I've ever met who knows how to properly headbang to Metallica.
Dwight and Meredith headbang to Metallica in Meredith's van.
So yes, I would say I have gotten along with my subordinates.
Kevin talking head.
I mean, if you film anybody long enough, they're going to do something stupid. It's only human natural.
Stanley talking head, he's asleep. Creed talking head.
It all seems very arbitrary. I applied for a job at this company because they were hiring. I took a desk in the back because it was empty, but no matter how you get there or where you end up, human beings have this miraculous gift to make that place home.
The cameras widen to reveal he's in handcuffs standing outside a squad car.
Let's do this.
Andy talking head.
When you see your life reflected back in front of you like that, you just stare and ask yourself, man, should I go back to that haircut?
Phyllis talking head.
I'm happy that this was all filmed so I can remember everyone and what we did. All these years I worked for a paper company, but I never wrote anything down.
Jim talking head.
Regrets? I regret not helping Michael when he fell into that koi pond. I regret taking so long to tell Pam how I felt. The way I treated Dwight was correct. I love the guy, but he deserved all of that.
Pam talking head.
I think, all in all, Dunder Mifflin was a good subject for a documentary. You can find truth and beauty in the most ordinary settings. Isn't that kind of the point?
We see B-roll of the replanted office plant with Dunder Mifflin behind it as the sun comes up over the parking lot. End of show.
Okay, here are my notes.